Nick, why are you wearing a yellow shirt? That's so weird. Nick, I don't think I've ever seen you wear a yellow shirt. It's like too much yellow. It's like you're just kind of almost like a floating head, like in the room. That's really weird. Why are you wearing a yellow shirt? What I'm trying to do is to beat you to the comments. All right, here we go. We need to talk about this a little bit more in detail to the best that we can, all right? So let me be very clear. It's no joke that I'm gonna be on TV, on the Lifetime Network, February 20th, on This Time Next Year. That's the name of the show, is This Time Next Year. I'm not saying a year from now, watch me on TV. I'm saying no, in a few weeks on February 20th, 2018, I'm gonna be on TV as I try to find my doppelganger on the show called This Time Next Year on the Lifetime Network. Okay, it's hard to get with the glare, but anyway, you get the point. That's an actual thing that's happening. And I wanted to talk about that a little bit more today because I want you to fathom. I understand a lot of you don't have access to the Lifetime Network. A lot of you are not even in America. So how are we gonna watch this show? Maybe online when it airs, I don't know. But for those of you who have access to the Lifetime Network, you can watch my episode air the moment I see it because I haven't ever seen my episode air. I don't exactly know what made the cut, okay? So I invite you to join this with me and watch when it premieres. But imagine this, okay? Here's the premise, here's the plot of the episode. So imagine this, just so that we can be clear. This is not me on the package. That's not me, but most people assume it is. I've talked about it in many videos before. I've even like played mind games with people and like had it in the back here. And then as I'm talking, like people assume that that's me. This is not me. I, over the course of an entire year of my life, have to try to find this guy and meet this guy. Now imagine, just imagine, let your imagination run with this just for a moment. And imagine, knowing what you know about my hair, imagine some potential challenges in trying to find this guy, okay? So right off the bat, we can look at this. Look how that looks like a pretty low hairline. Even when my hair is exactly, kind of fixed that way, I've got a taller forehead. Forget whatever Norwood I am. Forget any thinning that's going on. I've got a taller forehead in general. And this also explains why I've basically had the same hairstyle and length for like a year and a half of my life. Because they reached out to me about being on the show. Then I had to film the show for a course of a year. So you're gonna see my life in a year's time within an hour, mixed in with other people on the show who have a goal to reach as well. Okay, so a year of my life, I basically have to kind of keep the same hairstyle going so I can look like this guy in the event I actually find who he is and meet him, right? So that's why when finally this thing airs and it kind of runs its course, I'll finally have freedom after a year and a half to have hair however I want to have it. And when I say year and a half, it took a few months from the time I was contacted for the show until the time we started recording. And then once it ceased production, there's still months before it airs. So a year and a half of my life to help further promote this show, this episode that I'm gonna be on, I needed to have the same basic hairstyle. And so that's one of the reasons I'm actually very excited about the episode airing, because I can finally, in a sense, move on with my life and really kind of explore what can I do with my hair now. Some people believe that yes, the rosemary has been working, maybe in conjunction with me being a vegan. Maybe my hair is thicker and now I can cut it shorter after the show airs and we can check out how it looks shorter. Not that I necessarily even want to, but I think it's a smart decision as we're on this journey of figuring out the rosemary oil and the vegan thing, how that's going to match up with this. Will we see that my hair truly has gotten better or worse? We'll be able to know once I can cut it shorter. But it wouldn't have been smart for me to buzz it off or cut it too short when I'm still trying to look like this guy, even after the show has already been filmed. It hasn't aired yet. So in promoting it, even on my other channel too, and on my blog, I need to be able to make this face. Let me get this just right. I need to get that just right so I can do that to promote it, okay? But just imagine any potential struggles if you were me and this was your episode, and you're knowing that your hair's starting to thin up here, and you've got, now we know it's something like a Norwood 2.5 with some Vertex thinning or whatever. But what if you had the pressure of assuming this guy's a Norwood 1 and trying to look like him, and then having the pressure of being, and this is true, I obviously met Kat Deely, the host of So You Think You Can Dance. I obviously met her because that's part of the whole premise of the show. You meet Kat Deely on a stage in front of a live audience, you tell her what your goal is, you come back a year later if you reach your goal. But in the meantime, with this same camera, I'm filming my progress of trying to find this guy, okay? So I've met Kat Deely, and I've recorded all of this, and soon you'll be able to watch it with me if you've got access to the Lifetime Network on February 20th. This time next year is the name of the show. You can Google it, look it up online to find this. It's already aired several episodes by this point, and I'm gonna be on it. So just know that this whole time you've been watching me for the last year and a half, I've been secretly working on this project. I haven't been able to talk about it until now. I can openly talk about the premise of the show. And just know that for the 3,000 of you that subscribe to my hair loss channel, you have a different perspective of what's going to, of my struggle, of not only trying to find a guy, but to hopefully find out that his hair isn't too different than mine, and that my Norwood 2.5 won't be the, I don't know, the breaking point in which makes us look too different, if I can even find him, which there's a lot going on here. I think it's gonna be a really cool show. I haven't seen it yet. I hope you get to watch this with me. But really, my episode, if you look at it from our perspective, it has a whole different ring to it when you're trying to find a look-alike that apparently has a Norwood 1 and your Norwood 2.5 with thinning. Check it out.